I have over $5 million invested in the stock market, and there is something that I'm seeing right now that should seriously concern you. Because some of you think that you're investing, but you're actually making a pretty big mistake, okay? And it only feels smart right now because you haven't seen the fallout yet. Now, I need you to trust the process for a second and stay with me because this is all going to come together at the end. Back when I was a top broker in Toronto, I noticed something really weird going on with pre-construction condos. At first, these developers had to price the pre-construction condos lower than what the resale condos were selling for because the buyers were taking on risk. The buildings weren't built yet, you were putting down a pretty big deposit for something that you weren't going to get for years to come, and you were waiting sometimes years before you could even move in. So to make it worth that risk, the developers made them cheaper. Then the market exploded, okay? And people started selling these contracts for the pre-construction condos for more than what they had purchased them for before they were even done, okay? And they were making tens of thousands of dollars just for selling the paperwork. So supply and demand, okay? The developers are like, we have a lot of people who want to buy these condos because everybody wants in on this. We're not going to price them at a discounted rate anymore. We're going to use future value pricing. Basically, they started pricing these condos at what they thought they could be worth in the next 2, 3, 4 years when the condo property actually closed. People still bought, okay, even though you could get a resale condo for cheaper. And people weren't just buying one, some people were buying 5, some people were buying 10. But these people, they didn't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to be able to close on all of these properties. They were just hoping they were going to be able to flip this piece of paper before they actually had to take ownership of the condo. For a while it worked and a lot of people made a lot of money, but it only worked until it didn't. Now there's over a year's worth of inventory sitting on the market, okay? Prices dropped, people can't close. They can't even sell these assignments. They lost deposits, they lost a lot of money, and this didn't only impact the people that were trying to invest in these condo units, it affected the people that were buying them to actually live in as well. Everyone got wrecked. This is what speculation looks like, and if you've never heard that word before, here's what it means. Speculation is when people buy something not because it has value now, but because they hope somebody in the future will pay more for it than they did. It's not about what it is, it's not about the fundamentals, it's about what it might become. And I am seeing the same thing happening in the stock market right now, okay? There's a report that just came out. Since April, stocks of unprofitable companies, literally companies that are not making any money, those are up by 36%. Meanwhile, profitable companies, those are only up 16%. That's not investing, that's hype. That's FOMO. Think of it this way, okay? It's like going to a farmer's market. You have one fruit stand, okay? They sell peaches and they've sold peaches for a really long time. They make a lot of money. They have a lot of really good fruit. It's consistent, it's reliable, it's real. Next to it, there's a stand with no peaches. They don't have any fruit at all, but they got a big crowd around them being like, this is gonna be the next big thing. So then all those people, the crowd being like, this is gonna be amazing. They start buying gift cards to this peach stand, but they've never even sold any fruit before. And they're buying them hoping that in the future they might. They're betting on what might happen. They're not buying fruit, they're buying a story. And then they're hoping that someone's gonna pay more for that story later. This is the contrast between real value and perceived opportunity. And if you can't spot the difference, you are not investing, you are gambling. And don't get me wrong here, I'm not saying don't invest, I'm saying know what you're investing in. Because good investors don't just chase potential returns, they mitigate their risk, okay? Making money is great, not losing money, even better. You wanna learn how to build real wealth and not gamble on hype? Go and take my free training right now, link in my bio. Because this is how the rich invest, and once you understand it, everything changes.